Have you ever thought that seasonality and weather forecast could actually be powerful indicator for your trading? No? Well, they are. Hi everyone, my name is Dzhuneyt Vahid, and today I'll show you how seasonality and weather forecast can help you make smarter decisions. Let's dive in. Let's first learn what is seasonality. Seasonality is all about recurring patterns in the market, things that happen the same time almost every year. Think of the harvest season, winter heating demand, or summer cooling and travel boom seasons. The cycle often drive the price changes. Smart traders use them, anticipating move and plan entries. Which prices? Think about natural gas. Natural gas is being used for cooling and during cooling and heating seasons. Thinking about the cooling season, there is a high demand because it's cold, and that sends the prices of natural gas higher. But when? Just before the season, because they have to prepare in order until they start consume. Wheat, corn, and soybeans or agricultures can also have really significant price changes on specific or different seasons. They are getting affected from planting and harvesting seasons, so we need to really be aware if you are trading soft commodities with seasonality. Interesting, gold. Gold is monetary asset, but it has some seasonality during May every year because of the high demand that comes from India wedding season. Believe it or not, this is a massive demand for gold jewelry, which sends the price up. But as I said, it's monetary asset. It might be affected also from other factors. And don't forget about the seasons that everybody knows, Santa Claus rally or so-called New Year rally. As per my research, the best month for that is November, and December is kind of a bit shorter rally than the November. It could mean that they are buying during November and they take profit and spend on December. Who knows? Let's dive into why the weather forecast matters so much. Weather has a direct impact on commodities, especially in agriculture and energy, as I mentioned a couple of seconds ago. For example, a drought can send the corn, wheat, or any agriculture prices to the skies. Cold winter can send the natural prices to the skies. But let's take a real world example from my trading career. Back in 2021, I decided to buy Mexican peso because Mexico increased interest rates to prevent high inflation coming from drought. Why? Because they are relying a lot on agriculture's export, and if the drought happens, then the production is low, the demand might increase, which can send the price all the way up. And they increased interest rates to prevent that inflation, which stabilized the Mexican peso, and we took advantage of that. Combining seasonality and weather forecast with technical analysis is crucial. The reason for that is because there is pros and cons using seasonality and the weather forecast. Sometimes the seasonal tendencies might change from the different factors like macro factors, reserves. Weather forecasts are not so accurate every time, so we need to always check the updated versions of the long-term forecast. Like recently we got skyrocketing cocoa, coffee because of the weather forecast, and then we saw sharp drop on them because of updated weather forecast. The climate change also plays massive role, so we need to really keep an eye on the weather forecast if you are investing in the climate change stocks, okay, or commodities. Okay, let me mention a couple of pros and cons on how to use seasonality and weather forecast and what are their pros and cons. Pros gives you the context and extra edge on your analysis. If you're analyzing and preparing for anything, adding up additional information from the weather forecast and the seasonality can really make your analysis way better. That can help you anticipate supply-demand shifts ahead of time, which is amazing to know where you are going before the seasonality starts. But there are also cons. As I said, weather forecast is unpredictable, or if it's often it's good. Today's technology and weather forecasts are quite accurate, but there is always problems sometimes with the changes on the dynamic weather, and the forecast might be not so accurate. Seasonality patterns don't always play out, especially during macro uncertainty as we are in today, or we have high reserves preparing for a winter that was not so cold, the temperatures are high, and there is not such a high demand for natural gas. And the price might not move or move a little bit during that season, and we don't get it as traders if you are fully focusing on seasonal trading. So that's why I always use it with technical analysis. Make sure that technical analysis confirms your seasonality and weather forecast. Thank you very much, guys. If you want to know how I trade seasonality and weather forecast, feel free to join my both beginners and advanced room in XM Live. See you there. Bye-bye.